And we are live. Buenas tardes. Me llamo Doctora Lulu. Hello, hello, hello. Dr. Lulu here. Welcome to the Parents of Queer Kids show right here live on YouTube. Thank y'all for all the brand new subscribers. I'm so excited. Y'all are in for a treat today. Happy Black History Month. Happy Black People's Month. Happy winter in South Texas where I live. Happy whatever you think you deserve. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. It's 43 degrees and it's so cold outside, but I'm grateful that I'm home. I have a house, I have a home, I can be warm. I'm totally aware that there are lots of people who do not have the privilege to have a home. And one of those people are Black queer kids. So, welcome to Black Queer Kids episode of the Parents of Queer Kids show. It is African American History Month. It is Black History Month. We're going to hyper focus on the Black queer child this month. So thank you so much. Let's get started. So last week we talked about, did we talk about pronouns? I think we did. And then the plan was to talk about gender this week. So welcome. We're talking about gender this week, gender roles, gender identity, gender expression. What is it? What does it mean? How does it differ from sexuality? And what does it really mean to be a Black queer child in today's world? This morning, I was minding my business, scrolling through TikTok, which, by the way, has banned me again for 7 days for talking about a self-love retreat for parents of queer kids. Thank you, TikTok, for the fantastic homophobic algorithm. As far as I'm concerned, that algorithm is queer and is experiencing internalized homophobia. We'll talk about that someday. But today we're talking about what it means to be a Black queer child. And we're going to kind of piggyback on the Black gender non-conforming child because we're talking about gender all day today. So the Black queer child essentially is a child who finds themselves age 0 to 21, maybe 23, can still call a child, and in the LGBTQ plus community. Now, the LGBT plus community means L, lesbian, G, gay, B, bisexual, T, transgender, Q, queer. The plus means P, pansexual, P, polyamorous, O for omnisexual, I for intersex. Yes, I for intersex, A for asexual, another A for ally, that's for you, or maybe the Black queer kid too. They need to be allies for themselves, and then for other queer people, 2S for two spirit, and so on and so forth. There's so many now that it's almost a guarantee that somebody somewhere is going to find their own alphabet. That's all she wrote. They're going to find themselves in the alphabet soup in the rainbow family. So be careful who you hate, because if you can't find the queer person in your family, maybe it's you. That's Dr. Lulu. Yes, we're going to go there. If you cannot find the queer person in your family, maybe it's because that person is you. And be careful, because it may very well be your child, maybe your husband, it may be your wife, it may be your sister, your best friend, your parent. So be very careful. Your brother, your favorite uncle, yes, even the one that is a Catholic priest, can be gay. Gayness, and I'm using gay or queerness as an umbrella term, is non-discriminatory, is everybody. All right? So that's the definition of a Black queer child. They're aged 0 to 23-ish. They identify as Black, meaning that they're dark skinned, their skin is melanated. They may be biracial, they may be African ancestry, Caribbean ancestry. Even in Europe, we have some Black people from Europe. But they're Black Russians, they're Black, you know, people in Finland. I mean, there are Black people all over the world. So any child whose skin is kissed by the sun, who is very melanated or more melanated than the person who does not claim to be Black is Black. They are queer if they're in any of those alphabets, and then some, and they're a child if they're age 0 to 21 or 23, depending on your pediatrician's definition of a child. So that's what the Black queer child is. But for this particular talk, the Black queer child is a troubled child. It's a child that is not going to be given a chance to breathe. They have to deal with all kinds of things. However, like Queen Maya Angelou said, still they rise. Like I was saying, I was minding my business, scrolling through TikTok this morning, and there he was. There he was. This Black lady who said, for some of y'all who know me and some of y'all who don't, I was, I'm going to upload it on my YouTube channel, as a matter of fact. I was delivered, God delivered me from homosexuality. And I lost it. I lost it. So I switched it. I don't know. Whatever the thing is that they do. Switched it. Okay. I don't know the word, but that thing where you watch the video and then you talk, that thing on TikTok. And I said, this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say internalized homophobia is rampant, and particularly in the Black community. Yes. And it's going to be one of the things I talk about in my brand new book, which I cannot find it right now, but it's titled How to Be Invited in, How to Become the Parent Your Queer Child Needs, or your LGBT plus child needs. So that's the definition of the Black queer child. Now, the Black gender non-conforming child is coming closer to home for me. So queer is the umbrella term. When it comes to gender non-conforming, let's talk about what is gender first, and then what is gender non-conforming. So the definition of gender as a role is actually truly a societal construct. Gender is not anything that's hard, fast, written on stone. Unfortunately, many of us don't know that. We are bred to believe that gender is basically male or female, is binary, which is what they call binary, male or female. And some people say, yeah, well, God only created Adam and Eve. He didn't create Adam and Steve. To that, I say, well, who created Steve? Somebody has to say something funny about it. Who created Steve? Exactly. So that's by the side. But yeah, so gender, there's two parts of gender. There's gender identity and gender expression. For gender identity, that's the internalized sense of self. Write that down. Gender identity is an internalized sense of self. That means, how do you see yourself? I like to say it's who you wake up as in the morning and who you go to bed as at night. I wake up in the morning as a girly girl, and I go to bed at night as a girly girl. Well, these days I'm a little bit girlier. When I was younger, I was a tomboy, and that's okay. So I wake up in the morning as a cisgendered woman, which means my vajayjay, yes, is in congruence with how I feel as my sex. I feel like I'm a girl. So that's that for that. That's gender identity. And this is so important to understand because gender identity means the way I see myself. So that means you cannot tell me my true gender identity. Nobody can. I cannot tell you your gender identity, or you can't tell me my gender identity. That's gender identity. Then there's gender expression, which is the way I manifest my identity. The way I manifest my identity, which means I'm a girly girl. So I might wear red glasses. I might wear bracelets. I might wear colorful bangles, colorful rings. I might wear dresses like I'm wearing today, a nice girly jacket, a nice jacket that was made for girls. Let's put it that way. I might wear girly shoes. I might have braids, which really these days, none of these is binary anymore. But I'm just saying it because a lot of people need to understand it that way. Whereas someone who's cisgendered male might not wear colorful bracelets, might not wear colorful, things like that. Might just wear pants and jeans and have a crew cut. That's gender expression. And then how I talk, how I walk, things like that. Yeah, it's gender expression. How I dress up, how I choose to dress, the colors I wear, the way I comport myself, sexy or gangster. That's all expression. That's gender expression. So there's gender expression and then there's gender identity. Those two things equal to gender roles, according to Dr. Lulu. Okay, so that's one. And then gender nonconformers, therefore, are children, because we're still talking about kids, who happen in this case to be Black because it's Black History Month, who are like my daughter, who was assigned a male gender at birth or male sex at birth. But growing up, they're like, I don't think I'm a boy. I don't feel like a boy. I don't know what boys feel like, but I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm a girl. In fact, you know what? I am a girl. It's just like me. I feel like I'm a girl. I don't know what boys feel like, but I know what girls feel like because I feel like a girl. I am a girl. There's a gender nonconformer. And the prototype for gender nonconformers are transgender people who are direct opposite all the way to the other end of their gender. Now, in between of their gender assignment at birth, in between we have the non-binary people, we have the agenders, we have the gender fluid, the gender queer, all kinds of genders, a lot. Trust me. Oh my goodness. When I took my class, I was like, what? A lot. So you go look it up. Do your research for a change. Okay. So that's gender. So imagine, that's gender non-conforming. So imagine your little son, Devon, Kivon, I don't know, who comes home and says, Mom, I don't want to play soccer, like my kid said. I don't like playing soccer. I want to play piano. Much to the chagrin of her dad. Like, piano? Piano? I don't think so. you know? And that's a gender non-conforming. That's a prototype. Is a transgender. There's non-binary people who just do not subscribe to male or female. They're just like in between. Or sometimes they're one or sometimes they're the other. Imagine a Black child having to deal with all the things that Black children are dealing with: poverty, a tight noose called religion. And if they're African, for sure, religion, right? All kinds of crazy customs. Don't talk to your parents back. Don't look your parents in the eye. Don't ask questions. Don't leave any food on your plate. Don't challenge adults. All those things, they're little microaggressions. And then the child is also gay. And 9 times out of 10, their parents are not accepting. So the gayness, again, I'm using as an umbrella term, but in this case, it's a Black child and it's not working out for the parents. They're not having it. And then we have almighty racism in America. And there's homophobia and transphobia and lesbophobia and biphobia and non-binary phobia, right? All these phobias, which really are rooted in fear of the unknown, because most of these kids they don't want to bother you. I saw something on TikTok in New York, this bathroom that is for males and females. And when I went to Austin, all the bathrooms were at this hotel were all gender bathrooms. It felt weird, but I liked it. It was weird, but I liked it. I was like, growth. You know why? Because on the airplane, the bathrooms are genderless. So you have used genderless bathrooms. At the gas station, many of them are genderless. Enough of them are. But the airplane for sure. There's another place that I can't remember. But at home, yes. Your grandma's house, your house, all your bathrooms are genderless. Okay? So these kids have to deal with discrimination for being Black. And if you're African, oh my God, they call you booty scratcher, cockroach, whatever thing that they call them. Like somebody told my child when she was 12 that when God was creating you, he left you in the oven for so long that you got burnt. Yes, a small child just like her said that to her. So the Black queer child has to do with discrimination, ostracization. You can't play with us. Don't play with us. You're too Black. We don't like your accent. We don't understand you. Your food stinks if you're African. If they're African. They have to deal with bullying like my child dealt with because they already kind of don't conform. They already kind of feel awkward. They have relatively low self-esteem because everyone else is binary. They're not. They don't want to play soccer, but everyone is like, oh, you're acting like a girl, like I did, right? Harassment, religious trauma. Oh my God, the Black queer child has to deal with that so much. You're going to church and we're going to pray it out of you. And I took my child to the pastor. You're going to church and we're going to pray that out of you because the God that I serve will not give me a child that's like you with that lifestyle. They use that word, lifestyle. And they also experience internalized homophobia themselves. They also don't like themselves. And that's why we talked about the fact that there are two peak periods of suicidal ideation when the child first realizes that they're gay or queer or trans or bi, whatever, and when they tell their parents they're suicidal. How is a child who is suicidal faking it? How is a child who is suicidal faking it? No es posible. How is it a phase, a choice? No. Okay? At home, at school, at play, at church, they're targeted. The Black queer child is targeted. That's why as much as possible, you need to try to be the one safe space for them. Studies have shown that all it takes is one trusting adult. One. We can't even find that because suicide rates are so high, up to 47% according to the Trevor Project, up to 47% according to CDC even have seriously considered suicide in the last 1 year, the last 12 months. Enter unsafety. They don't feel safe, and so they're not going to tell you. And so when you go home, look around. Your child might very well be gay and swear to never tell you, or to only tell you when they're in a different state over the phone, like my child did. It's true. It's true. Mental health challenges, big time. Lots of that. Lots and lots of that. They run away from home. Substance abuse, big time. Homelessness, yes, they run away from home. And the side effect of that is trafficking, right? More substance abuse. Now they really become victims of the street. I don't have the numbers. You can look them up. I didn't have time to look up numbers. And if all you're waiting for is numbers, then I can't help you. I do know that 33 to 42% of homeless children are LGBT. I know that much. And that's only those who raise their hands. Many will not raise their hands for fear of further trauma on the streets. Trafficking. It's a big one. So the question is, what can you do? You can start by first making your house safe. And your house, I mean your heart. That's the house. The other one is a home. Your heart has to be safe, which means listen to Dr. Lulu, subscribe to my YouTube channel, tell other people about this, share the information, make your house safe. It's the most important thing you can do for your queer child is to make your house, as in your heart, safe for them to tell you or not tell you, to bring their friends over or not bring their friends over, to watch TV or not watch TV, to kill themselves or not kill themselves. And when your heart is safe, when your house is safe, then your home is the next thing. Because when your heart is safe, when your mindset is safe, when your brain is safe, when your thoughts are safe, your words will be safe. Your actions will be safe. You will be safe. The child can share with you, invite you in, come out to you if you want to go that way, because you're safe. That means you're not going to hear somebody talking junk about queer folks and say nothing, because the next queer person might be your child. You're not going to see somebody being persecuted for being queer, or really for being themselves, and not say anything. You're going to vote. You're going to vote, people. It's important. Vote out the mess. Drain the swamp. You're going to say the right things when they tell you that they're gay or trans or bi. You're going to say, thank you so much for telling me. I appreciate it because I know how hard it has been for you to come up with the words. And then you can lean in and say, tell me more. And then when they're done telling you, you can say, thank you. How can I make it easier for you? What can I do to make it easier for you? That's the Black queer child for you. And I talk to Black queer child's parents. And Black queer child's parents are not necessarily Black parents only. So if you're a white parent and you want to do an Angelina Jolie, be careful and be prepared. Because your child might be queer and they're Black and you're not Black. So the Black queer child's parents can be Black parents, white parents. They can be straight parents, queer parents. They can be any kind of parents. This information is for everybody. And if you'd like to know more, great. Let's talk. Reach out. My website is dr-lulu.com. Go in there, leave me a message on my little form. Look around. Check out my videos. Check out my books. Check out the other. I have a bunch of stuff, but let's start from there. I'll also put my calendar link here so you can make an appointment and let's chat. This is serious now. And that's why I'm having a retreat for you, the parents of a queer child, because I know what you're going through. I know what you're going through. It's not easy, but it's doable. The retreat is next month, March 23rd through 26th. Early bird rates are still going on, $500 off. I need to go and fix that. So it's still there till February 28th, whatever the last day of February is. Early birds. It's in San Antonio, Texas, for 7 lucky parents. We're going to have an amazing time. I want you to just go, check it out, and ask me any questions you might have. I know you might be looking for childcare. You might think you don't have the money. You might think you don't have the time. You might not know, like, and trust me. You might not know, like, and trust who's going to be there. But when was the last time you said to yourself, I deserve this? I need this. I should do this. When was the last time? And so dr-lulu.com/retreat will take you to my retreats. dr-lulu.com will take you to my website where you can download the 7 top mistakes that parents make when their kids invite them in. That's another day's conversation, honey. Especially if your child is Black. Especially if your child is Black. To be a true ally, it's not a spectator sport. You have to roll up your sleeves and get in the dirt and challenge anyone who talks junk about your child or to your child, or about anybody else's child who is queer. Number 1, clean your heart. Number 2, watch your thoughts. Number 3, watch your words. Number 4, watch your action. The child is never the problem. It's the environment that the child is in, which unfortunately begins with you. Keep your house clean. Keep your heart safe. Keep your house safe, and your child will be okay. Your child already has to do with so much more outside. They don't need any extra from you. It's better that. So yeah, the Black child who happens to be queer is dealing with a lot. And you can help by watching this video, sharing this video, telling people about me, and being okay with knowing that your child being gay is not your fault. You didn't do anything. A lot of parents think that you did not do anything. And if you're stressed out, please come to my weekly parents group coaching and support group. Join us. Meet other parents like you. Come to the retreat. Meet other parents like you. Be spoiled a little bit. Allow yourself to be spoiled. The retreat is March 23rd to the 26th. There's frequently asked questions on the website. Ask any question at all. But do it for yourself and especially for your child. My name is Dr. Lulu, aka the Momatrician. I'll see you all next week, Thursday, for another episode of the Parents of Queer Kids show. I come on Thursday live every day. We're going to try to tame ourselves and do it at 10 a.m. every morning. But hey, I'm here today. And I know you're going to watch it on the replay. Leave your comments for me. What questions do you have? What concerns do you have? What sounds fishy that I said today? Challenge me. I want that. Ask me questions. I love that. Follow me on all social media at Dr. Lulu Talk Radio, except LinkedIn, which is just Uchenna, Dr. Lulu Ume, and Facebook, which is Mama Trisha. Otherwise, Dr. Lulu Talk Radio, everywhere from Twitter all the way to Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And spread the word, share the video, come for the retreat, come and join the parent support group. I can help you get your mind right. I have a whole online course for you that prepares you before your child is even born to when your child is born. So I have the pre-acceptance, the acceptance, and the post-acceptance phase, the 3B framework. Basics, building, and becoming. Because you want to become the parent your child is. And yesterday I said a prayer that you need to pray is, dear Lord, help me to be patient enough and have the wisdom to become the parent that my child needs. Really, any child, but especially if my child is queer. On that note, I'll see you soon. My name is Dr. Lulu. Reach out, dr-lulu.com/retreat. All right. Bye for now.